Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Good. My name is Emmanuel, and I'm going to be working with you today. I'm one of the substance abuse counselors here at this agency. I'm really happy you're here. I know you just finished doing a lot of those outcome measures that we ask our clients to do as the first thing they do before they get to have a session, their first session. How was doing those measures? How was that experience?
I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person, and it's just overwhelming that I even have to be here right now.
Yeah, it sounds like, you being here right now, it's not something that you're really happy about, right? Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Why are you here? What's the reason why you're here right now?
Well, I don't know who reported this to, I think, Child Protective Services or something like that. Um, they said that I had been using in my car during my lunch break for work, and now they want to take away my kids, so I guess I have to be here.
So you're saying that you were using. Can you give me more information about that?
Oh yeah,
What were you using?
I was just doing meth a little bit during my lunch break just to get energy, but nothing major.
Oh yeah. So you say you're using meth to give you some energy. Um, how often do you use meth? How
Oh,
often?
just like twice a day.
2 times a day. Okay. And they're taking away your kids because did they go and do a visit? Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Or?
they just showed up at my house and decided to walk in, and I just used it, but I was fine. Nothing was happening. The kids were just watching TV, and so they think I'm a bad mom now.
Okay, so I know that you said that you were fine and that they just came in and now they're deciding to take away your kids, but it's what was the reasoning why they decided to make such a big decision as to take away your kids when you weren't doing anything and you're saying things were fine?
Well, they just said, "Ma'am, like your kids aren't safe right now because you're using." And I just told them, "What do you mean? Like they're fine. Don't you see them? They're just watching TV.
Gotcha.
I was making dinner. I mean, it's ridiculous."
Okay. Yeah, so it sounds really tough. It sounds like you're angry right now, and it must be really difficult you having to be here and have to kind of like go through this. I'm sure, but it's good. I'm really happy you're here. I'm happy you're here, and I really want to try to work with you and kind of you know see what I can support you with so that this you can make this experience better for you and the best possible. I know that you said that you were mandated. You have to
Yeah,
be
I
here.
mean, I don't really understand what this does though.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. So I know that you probably have never heard of what substance abuse counseling services are, but we're here to support people in um, trying to figure out ways or improve their ways to not have to use so much if that's what they want to do. We basically support people to try to use less or not use at all, but depending on what the client wants to do as far as like using substances and and things like that. So I know that you don't think that you have a problem, right? That's kind of why. So I mean you're using 2 times a day and you're using to kind of get motivate to get energy and stuff like that. Have you always needed to use substances to like have energy? Is that something that you've been doing for a long time? How long has that been?
I started maybe like 10 to 12 years ago or
10, 12
something.
years ago. Okay.
I mean, I just do it occasionally when I feel like I need a boost, but I mean, nothing big. I just do it to do it.
Okay. So you use it occasionally. You said about once or twice a day, right? And um, you said it started about 12 years ago. How old were you 12 years ago?
I was like 19.
You were 19. Okay. So you started kind of young. Is it something that you started doing yourself? How was it? How were you able to kind of you know
Uh,
how did you come
yeah, I
across it?
mean, I guess my friends. My
Your
friends
friends?
were doing that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was helpful. It helped me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a single mom, and I'm tired all the time, and there's a lot of stuff happening, but I mean, like I said, I'm a good mom, so I don't really understand why they need me to be here. I take care of them. That they have everything that they could need. I have a good relationship with them, so I mean, I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're doing, you do everything for your kids, and you don't understand why you're here. But um, I mean, DCFS made you come here, and they're here, and they're asking you to come and get services. So um, I mean, let's talk a little bit more about you using and having used for 12 years. Like, what was the reason why you started using? I know you said that it was because you wanted a boost of energy and you wanted um, kind of like that extra boost of support.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another reason maybe why you started using, or is that the only reason? I mean,
Um, I mean, I just moved out of my house, and I didn't really, I was just out there by myself, and my friends that I had, they were all into that, and so they were my new family, and so that was really it. I just kind of needed that at the time, and then then I got a job, and I have an apartment now, and my kids are there, and I mean, like I said, I think I do fine.
and how is it like having to rely on it and have to always use it in the morning, like you said, and then use it at lunch? And I'm sure it's also probably kind of expensive, right? Kind of to like spend money on it. Like how has it been having a for 12 years? Like
Mm.
have
Well, I have a buddy of mine that kind of gives me a good deal,
okay.
but um, yeah, I mean, I guess sometimes like I'll buy that instead of my lunch, but because I need it to get through the day. But I mean,
How about we do this? Let me ask you this. So let's make a list of the pros and cons of two things. So one, of you continuing to do what you do and continue to use 2 times a day and continue living that lifestyle.
mm-hmm.
And then we could do the pros and cons of you not using and how your life would be if you stopped using. And
Okay.
then we can kind of go from there and just see what we find. What do you think? Does that work for you?
Right.
Perfect. All right. So let's start with the pros and cons of continuing to use. So what are some pros of you continue to use and
I get through my day.
okay.
I can do a good job at work.
So get through your day, do good job at work. What else?
I just feel better.
Feel better. Anything else?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I see my friends sometimes, and but mainly I just feel good. I just feel good.
So it's something that you do socially with friends too. It's like when you go
I
with
mean,
friends, like
I do
kinda-
it socially, but I mainly do it by myself.
you mainly do it by yourself. Oh, okay. So so I mean you have a good list here. So getting through your day, it helps you get through your day. It makes you feel better, and it helps you get your job done, and helps you do good at work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at cons. Are there any cons to you using it?
I mean, all of this. I mean,
Okay. So
having
can
to
you
come here,
okay.
having to be here.
So come
Oh yeah,
to
my
treatment.
my boss found out about this, and now
Okay.
I guess now she wants to do a drug test, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm a good worker, and I'm always there. I'm always on time. I always get my job done, and now she wants to do this, so it's just. But I guess that they want to do that, and I don't know if that puts my job. I'm gonna be able to have my job now.
Job on the line potentially.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about being a good worker. It sounds like you are a really good worker. It sounds like you get a lot done. You work, you take care of your kids. It's a
Yeah,
good strength.
I mean, I do
That's awesome. That's
so
amazing.
much, and so that's why I
And
don't.
and it sounds like it's tough. It might be tough. It's probably tough having to juggle all those things that you have to do, and then have to come here and do all that. I mean, it sounds really difficult.
Yeah, like I mean, I could be with my kids right now, and I'm
Yeah,
here
sure.
instead. So, I mean, like I said, I don't understand the purpose of this. I'm just here
Okay.
because I have to be, and I just want to get this over with. I just, I don't really know how. I mean, I've been using for so long, so I don't really understand how or why I have to change now. It's been working. I feel fine. I'm not I'm not doing any crimes.
Well, I want to thank you for still being here, and you know, I know we've only been working right now for probably for close to 10 minutes, but I'm glad that you're still here and you're still, you know, trying to figure out how I might be able to support you. That's and have the confidence to give me all this, you know, private information. So thank you for that. And let's keep let's try to finish this list, and then we'll see what we can find. So you said the cons are having to come here and say and get counseling. Um, your boss found out, so your job might be on the line. You said you have some potential random drug testing that you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other cons that you can think of? Okay, that's a really good list. So now the pros and cons of uh, not using. Like if for some reason you could just stop, if you were to able to stop using, what would the pros and cons be of that lifestyle? I know it's not something you want to do, but I mean it's good to look at what that would be like. So
I mean, I can start with cons. It's faster and
Okay.
easier. I wouldn't have energy.
no energy.
I mean, I don't really. That's the only thing that makes me feel good sometimes. I mean, besides my kids, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna go about my day without it. But the only thing that's keeping me here is my kids, and I want my kids. So I guess that's the pro.
So the pro, keeping your children. What else? Is there another pro potentially?
Getting my boss off my back.
So that would mean like keeping your job for sure, right?
Yeah.
Anything else for pros?
I don't know.
Okay, that's a really good list. So for your cons, you said that you know you're not going to no longer have any energy. You're not going to know how to get through your day, and that's the only thing that makes you feel good, right? And looking at your cons, I want to ask you. I know you're saying that you know you won't have any energy. Do you think that maybe you could do something else to get the energy? Is there maybe something else you could do to potentially maybe not get the same amount of energy, but get enough energy to get through your day? Um, what would that look like? Like, if let's say you didn't, you know, use, and then what would?
I mean, I don't really know what I could do.
Let me ask you a question. So before you were 19, when you were in high school, I'm sure there was a lot of things you had to do, you know,
Good times.
to get to where you're at now, right? Um, what helped you get energy to like, you know, did you graduate from high school?
Mhm.
Did you go to college? Did you?
I got my AA.
You got your perfect. So wow, that's amazing. You know, you were able to get your AA, and how were you able to get energy back then? Like, what things were you doing, you know, to help you get
I
through
used
it?
to exercise a lot,
Okay, so exercising a lot.
and I had my husband then. He's not really in the picture anymore. So.
And how did having a husband kind of give you like more energy?
It just gave me somebody to talk to. Kind of, he liked to exercise too, so sometimes when I'd get home tired, he'd just say, "Let's go to the gym." So I would just go. That's what we would do. So it was just, and then it just wasn't everything on me. Everything's on me now. Girls, figuring out babysitters, picking up, everything. It's just hard.
So it sounds like before when you would exercise a lot, that made you feel better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you talk more about how that felt like when you did exercise? Like
It was weird because I would get tired when I was there, but then when I leave, I remember it's kind of gross, but I would be sweaty, but then when you walk out in the air, you just kind of feel alive.
Oh, that's awesome. So that almost it's almost like what you're saying. Sometimes you don't feel good. You don't feel like meth makes you feel good, and when you're not on it, you don't feel like I'm sure like alive. But before you were just using exercise, and that was
Yeah.
making you feel very similar, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, right? How that works.
Mm.
That's cool. That's good. So exercising is a thing that made you feel good, and you're saying that having somebody at that time that you could kind of rely on to kind of help you balance, having to care for your kids and then having to, do all the things that you have to throughout your day and then still have time to go do exercise and stuff like that. Now that you don't have that, it makes your day more difficult. So it makes you feel like you need to use meth. Am I correct? Yeah.
Mm.
And is there anything you can potentially do um, now to kind of get that support with your children so that you can maybe have some time for yourself? Because it sounds like the fact that you don't have that much time because you're constantly doing things for your children and constantly having to have the responsibilities of being a mother, like that just kind of pushes you to use because you need that
Yeah.
extra,
Yeah. I
So
mean, my mom's always there. She doesn't really know about this whole thing. I mean, she just found out and she's pissed off at me. She didn't know before. Like I said, I mean, I do everything fine. So, but I mean, I know the girls could stay with her anytime.
so you're saying that your mom could be someone that could be supportive for you, right, and could kind of alleviate a lot of
I mean,
the
as
stress.
far as taking care of the girls, she's not somebody that I would go tell my problems to, but she can take care of the girls.
You're saying that she's mad. Like, how is that right now? Like, well, why do you think she's mad? I know you're saying that, you're handling things and things are going well, but like, why is she angry?
She just said, "You're not a kid anymore. You're an adult. Grow up. You have responsibilities. I can't believe you're putting your girls through this. How selfish of you." I mean, she said a lot of
Sounds
things.
tough. Sounds like it's hard hearing that from your mom.
Yeah.
Is your relationship with her super important? Is she someone that
Yeah, I mean,
supports you and that
she was there throughout the separation and was always there for the girls and for me. And I feel bad that she knows now, but I mean, I just needed something. But yeah, it's hard.
So it sounds like right now that you're kind of engaging in this lifestyle. Your mom's probably not so happy about it, right? And she's probably extremely mad at you. It's probably affecting your relationship with her. So would you say that one of the cons of using would be like losing your relationship with your mom potentially?
Yeah.
If you continue using? Yeah, that's a good one, right? And then a pro for not using is potentially improving your relationship or working on your relationship with your mom, right?
Yeah, I mean, she would. I think she's gonna be disappointed for a long time, but I mean, I think if she's, I guess if I stopped, she would be fine, but I don't know how that's gonna happen. But
And I know you're saying that you don't know how it's gonna happen. So that kind of sounds like maybe you're thinking about maybe trying, but you don't know how it's gonna happen because it's so hard. Am I getting that sense?
yeah, I mean, I don't know that I have a choice right now. It just seems like either I do it or I lose a lot, but I just think no one's thinking about me, how I feel right now. But
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough, having to come here and like be forced to come here. But you're a strong person, and for everything that you're telling me, everything that you've explained to me about how where you're at now, how you've been able to manage a divorce and still take care of your kids, and your kids are doing fine. Like I know that you're very strong and you have the ability to get over difficult obstacles, and I think that this is an obstacle that you definitely have the strength to get over with and to get through as well. Don't you think?
Yeah, maybe.
And I want to continue, working with you and just, every time in the future, the next, I'm guessing you have 10 sessions that you have with me,
Yeah.
court mandated. I
think
want to,
that's how many they want.
I want to continue just talking with you and trying to figure out like how I can support you in whatever you need. That's kind of what I'm here for. And then don't feel like I'm here to tell you what you need to do. By no means am I here to do that. I'm just here to kind of be like a sounding board and just to, ask you questions and then kind of see where you want to go with this. So thank you so much for, spending this time, and I can't wait to continue working with you.
Thanks. Okay, so some of the strengths that I saw in Emmanuel was that he was really able to just meet me where I was at. He did ask a lot of questions about what it was like for me, and he validated my experience and how it's kind of difficult for me. So I thought that was really great. And I would tell him when we were discussing pros and cons, he did summarize what he got out of that, and then talked a little bit about if that's something that I think I can do, for example, doing exercising. Areas for improvement, I think maybe just incorporating me a little bit more into what I think I need to do. While exercise is a great idea, I think maybe just helping me brainstorm about what I think would be helpful for me would be a good thing to improve, I guess, or to incorporate in the next session. But overall, I felt validated. I felt comfortable. I didn't feel judged at all. He did a lot of nonverbal cues that were really great and just helping me feel like, okay, he's here with me. Yeah, that's overall my experience.